Get into that Virgin news with my panel, the Australian's economics editor Adam Creighton and founder of the investment newsletter The Switzer Report, Peta Switzer. Adam, you know, Virgin goes into receivership or voluntary administration, let's be absolutely correct there, owing almost $7 billion and would-be buyer, the Queensland government, well, at last count, it owed $91 billion, but it wants to buy an airline. Surely we are kidding.
Yeah, look, certainly it is an extraordinary development this evening. The Queensland Investment Corporation is a very large fund. I think it has something like more than $80 billion in assets. It would already own bits and pieces, chunks of other Australian companies. So, look, if it's doing this purely for investment reasons, I don't see anything wrong with it. But as you suggest, it does seem like it's a direction from the Queensland Treasurer, which does raise the question about whether it's in the interests of Queensland taxpayers. And certainly it won't be in the interest of Qantas, because it may well have a competitor which is being subsidised in some way. So, look, it is a very unusual development. I think it's too early to say whether it's a good or a bad thing, but yeah, it's certainly interesting.
Peta Switzer?
Well, you know, part of the problem for Virgin was it's basically owned by a whole lot of government airlines, so effectively governments, you know, Singapore, you know, Etihad being Abu Dhabi, New Zealand was in there at one stage. And so, look, government ownership is always a worry. They don't sort of play the game like a proper business. But the flip side is I want Virgin to be a really strong competitor for Qantas, because then as a consumer, we get the best possible service. But you're right, to worry about the cost of it and how it's going to be managed and all the kind of politicisation that goes with it, it has to be a bit of a worry.
Yeah, look, I'd be worried about unprofitable routes, because it would be very difficult for the Queensland government to say no to this constituency and that the plane doesn't fly that route because it doesn't make money, but they're forced politically to fly it. And, of course, the lender of last resort will be the Queensland taxpayer. And I can tell you, if pre-coronavirus it was $91 billion on the hook, it's going to be a lot higher now.